Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the big card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. It is Golden Slipper Day, Mike. Plenty of racing analysis coming your way. Of course, we're going to be turning the race into a race itself, Mike, with all the analysis coming up. And look, 5 Group 1s, this is one of my favourite days on the calendar, mate. Are you pretty pumped for this weekend? Because I am, mate. The rain's clearing too. Yeah, great to be on a Thursday night, mate. And you know me well enough to know that I am seriously pumped this week. Yeah. I've been knee-deep in the slipper since Tuesday. The barrier draws so many different angles in this race. It's such a tricky race. Yep. There's definitely a couple of superstars in there. We've just got to find them. Yeah, look, speaking to everyone this week, you've got so many different tips. I've probably been tipped about 16 individual winners in the slipper, mate. Well done for getting those guides up to the team. It's been one hell of a week. And look, there's another clash that a lot of punters wanted to see. It's not going to happen. It's Winx and the Autumn Sun, but they're both racing there on Saturday. Yeah, not happening yet. It may still happen. What fantastic horses they are. Definitely get to the mounting yard and see these two animals. Winx has turned from a skinny little filly into a dominant mare now. She's so big, strong and athletic. And the Autumn Sun was almost born big, strong and athletic, wasn't he? Such two good horses. Hopefully they do meet in the Queen Elizabeth, but we'll find out in the autumn. We will, Mike. And so much to get through this weekend on Golden Slipper Day. All eyes were on the sky earlier in the week. Track conditions. How are we going to play this one? Everyone's looking at the BOM website. Let's have a look and see what we come up with. The rail is out 3 metres. We raced last week. Obviously, it was pretty fair. Yep. You've got to say for a heavy 10, credit to the track manager, such a great job. Soft 6 to soft 7's our forecast. You can pretty much zoom in now. It's a heavy 8 on Thursday, so it's definitely going to be in that range, we think. Fair off rails is the forecast. It could be a bit laney, maybe 3, 4, 5 wide, the best lanes. All right, yeah, it's all credit to Sean Patterson out there at Rosehill, Mike. We've got to get through 5 key races this weekend at Rosehill Gardens, but with 5 Group 1s on the whole day, so many good races. Yeah, so many to choose from. We are not choosing the Winx race. That's the whole card. Let's have a look at the ones that we've chosen. We're starting with the Manion Cup. It's a great Group 3. There's a couple that we like coming up from Melbourne. The Ranvet Stakes, the Golden Slipper and the Galaxy, the 3 Group 1s that we like. And a couple of bets in race 9. You need to get a winner in the Get-Out Stakes on Slipper Day, don't you, Stu? We know that all too well. We sure do. We will be hoping for that late in the day. But the first race there you said we're going to get into is the Manion Cup. So let's get started now and have a look at the market here. And there is Shro, $3.40, in from as much as $5. So this horse is really been well backed. We've got Midterm, well supported in Melbourne, not far off them in the Metropolitan in the spring. Big Duke, we've got $8.50 there. Etymology, winning run ending at Launceston. Vinder Dance, $8.50. And, of course, just out there a little bit, Mike, One Foot in Heaven, Cassidy and Rodrigo, $12. But all the money here for Shro. Yeah, let's have a look at a replay. The Randwick City Cup for Shro, a really good horse that ran really well last start over 2,000 metres. There wasn't much tempo in the race, which made it very hard for him to run on. He comes to the outside here. He's one of those back markers who had a lot of ground to make up, and he ran on really well. Big Duke, a couple of lengths behind him, just sprints away from him there, doesn't he, Stu? Yeah, look, that's the one you're looking out for, out wide coming out, Big Duke. But look, a couple of queries here, Mike. One Foot in Heaven, what happened here? Yeah, One Foot in Heaven doing what he does. Boy, he can sprint, and then he peaks like he does here. The last 100 metres, I'm not backing him on Saturday, Shro. Big progression first up to second up. You love to see that. So can he improve second to third up? Maybe he can. We will see on Saturday. Let's have a look at the Melbourne visitor here, Mike. Midterm, but of course this is the race in Sydney from last year. It is the Metropolitan. Midterm out the back here in the white cap, but look, weaves through well enough in this race. Yeah, Group 1 handicap. Obviously this is a Group 3 handicap on Saturday, so an easier race for him. He's a very quirky overseas galloper, Stu. He's got blue blood form line, or blue blood breeding, but he hasn't quite lived up to it yet. He's a bit of a quirky type. When he gets hit with the whip over the right-hand side sometimes, he's not the most genuine. Coming up to a right-handed track, Sydney way of going, his form tends to be better. And we think Jamie Carr is absolutely perfect with him. She rode an absolute blinder on Wednesday in a staying race. Okay, that's what I want to see on Saturday from Jamie. Okay, you'll be cheering home from the mounting yard. Let's have a look here, Mike, at all the form and the key factors, because starting with the form, we've got to figure out how good these recent runs have been for these horses. Yeah, the top 2 have got the best form lines. Light them up. They're doing well. Okay, so it's Shro and Midterm there. As we get to the key factors, Mike, first one's progression. Who is getting better? Yeah, we talked about that first up to second up progression for the favourite. He could keep improving for Chris Waller. What a great trainer he is. And Casterton, he's getting fitter too. Okay, so it's the favourite Shro out in front from Midterm with Casterton lighting up. Distance at the stage of prep. Yeah, 2,400 metre types. He can improve to the 2,400 metres. Shro and Midterm should love it. Big Duke should love it as well. Jamay, we know he can stay in. Zakata, an absolute grinder. All right, plenty of gold across the page there, but it is still Shro and Midterm in our race. Mike, track conditions, we're going with the soft. Yeah, part of the reason we think they're coming up to Sydney is because Midterm's a smaller type, a tough type. He could like the soft ground. He's an overseas import.
Big Duke, we know already he does love it.
Okay, there's Big Duke levelling up, so we've got a real race on our hands here, Mike. Who gets a kicker for the best position in run, though?
Staying race, not playing it too much. Maybe the Kiwi can kick up closer than he usually does, but not much going on there.
All right, so we've got 3 here as we hit the line on our race, Mike. I mean, we've got 2 of the favourites there on the top, but we've pretty much said there's 3 horses about to clear out there. So it's time for a bet. Let's have a look at this race, get all the ratings and, of course, the odds back up. There they are, Mike. There's our 3 we've said, Chiro, Midterm and Big Duke. They've put 2 lengths on the others in the race. You've done well here, mate. We've narrowed this race down to 3, so we've got to have a bet.
Yeah, like this race, we're definitely betting One Foot in Heaven will peak. Casterton will peak. Etymology, he's all right, isn't he? But I just can't back him with his Sydney form. Midterm's better odds. He's each way he goes forward. Jamie Carr's the perfect jockey, we think. And Big Duke is in there as well, but the favourite can win too. 3 good chances. 3
good chances, but we'll stick with Midterm and Big Duke there in the Manion Cup. The second race we're going to have a look at is the Ranvet Stakes. Looking forward to this one, Mike. A big field, 15 runners. Chris Waller's got about 5 of them, I think. So let's have a look at the market now for the Ranvet Stakes, and it is Avilius, $3.30. Look, that run, he just peaked in the Australian Cup. Interesting to see what we're going to say about this horse, Mike. Unforgotten, some good money there today on Thursday. No winks here, up to 2,000 metres now. Looks good. Dance, 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 coming across from New Zealand. We've got to line up this Kiwi form. He's eminent. Well, here's the first of the internationals coming across for the championships as well, Mike. $8.50. But look, Avilius, a lot of punters have really got to decide whether they liked that run or not just because he was favourite.
Yeah, 1 replay only for this race because we need to fit in a few replays of the Golden Slipper in this show. Let's have a look. Avilius drew on the inside. It was a steady tempo this day in this Group 1 with a long sprint home, which, being kind to Avilius, may not have suited him because he does sprint, he can peak like he did in Europe, which he does here. Shillelagh coming down the outside beats him fair and square, though. Ace High, not too bad, but he prefers a dry track, Stu.
Mike, you have said this horse can peak all through its preparation and pretty much did it exactly here. Did you lay it?
I laid him 2 or 3 times over his career. I did not lay him in this particular race. He's a great horse, but he showed that trade in Europe and he showed it in that race. We'll see what he does on Saturday.
Can do it. All right, big run by Shillelagh there, of course. Let's get the form and all the key factors started now for the Ranvet Stakes, Mike. That Shillelagh form, well, she pretty much beat them there.
She beat them fair and square. Not a no-brainer, isn't it? She gets the best form.
All right, there's Shillelagh with the form. Key factors. Who is progressing here?
Yeah, looking for progression. Unforgotten. Probably not wound up against those Winks races. She can definitely improve, and he's eminent. We've given him a 4-length kicker. We've got no idea what he'll do on Saturday. The track work vibes are good. His form 2 preps ago was good, but we've got absolutely no idea what to do with this horse.
Yep, OK, does sound good from Canterbury Way. Avilius, no love here, Mike. What about this distance? 2,000, he's not going to get too much here.
Well, we are giving him love because that long sprint last time was a negative, so maybe he won't get a long sprint this time, which without being too technical would suit him. Unforgotten up to 2,000 metres, that suits her. OK, so Unforgotten levelling up here to Shillelagh with the favourite just in behind. The soft conditions, Mike. Yeah, looking for horses that like it, and more importantly, which ones don't like it.
Yeah,
Unforgotten, a big risk. Ace High, a big risk. Canterbury's a bit of a risk as well. Avilius gets a big kicker because we think Flemington to Rosehill is a plus for him. OK, all about the tempo then. Position in run, Mike. Who is going to get it in the Ranvet? Nothing doing. They're all OK. There should be an honest tempo with that import coming across.
All right, so we've got Avilius and Shillelagh there, Mike. No surprises to me. I mean, that is the Australian Cup form. Shillelagh so good over the concluding stages. Avilius, well, let's see what the punters are going to do. The ratings and all the key factors have been done. Let's have a look. Time for a bet now. I'd be very disappointed if Shillelagh is not our bet here, Mike. $14. Massive value. $3.30 Avilius. I don't know if the punters are going to take this.
Yeah, it's the SP profilers versus the former, isn't it? An SP profiler is someone who looks at the price from last start and backs them based on that. Obviously, Avilius was favourite, but obviously he got beaten by Shillelagh. He can win if the tempo's steady. He will put on a big sprint from the 400-metre mark, but he just might peak late. So Shillelagh each way is the bet, but we might back him as well. All
right, so a big watch on the tempo there in the Ranvet, but it's Shillelagh for us. Let's have a look now. Oh, actually, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll come back and do the other 3 races after then. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Excited about this next race, Mike. It is the Golden Slipper. There are not many races where the crowd roars when the gates crash back, but this is one of them. Let's have a look at the market now for the world's richest race for 2-year-olds, and Cosmic Force. What a win that was last week. Backed into $4.40 favourite since the barrier draw. There's Tenley, unbeaten, 3 from 3, the favourite of the Godolphin and Cummings 5. Microphone there, strong, tough, $7. Yes, 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 the Todman winner. Very impressive, but he's got to be to do it from barrier 19. Liar, the Blue Diamond winner there, Mike, $12. But Cosmic Force, this was a massive win last week, and the punters have come.
It was a massive win. We're not going to look at it, though. It was on a heavy 10 of very different conditions to Saturday. We're going to go through 4 replays really quickly if we can, because there's so many form lines. It's such a cracking race on Saturday, starting with the 2 obvious ones, the Riesling and the Skyline. The traditional leads up 2 weeks ago. Anna Heath, 3 wide, no cover the whole way. Exhilarate's fighting on okay. Tenley doing her best week late. She's got a massive surge late, Stu. Watch this.
Yep, you use the word surge. Watch the white cap down the outside. Here she comes. Whoosh.
Yeah, big surge late. She was definitely fitter than Exhilarate's, though, who could improve, who obviously won the Magic Millions.
Yep.
Anna Heath, 3 wide, no cover. You can forgive her as well. Pretty dominant in the end for that filly, though.
Yep, absolutely. And another lead-up race we're going to have a look at here is the Skyline, of course. And Microphone, look, goes on to beat Cosmic Force here, but look at the form out of this. Cosmic Force then going on to absolutely dominate the Pago Pago.
What a margin that was last week in the Pago Pago. This is a good track, obviously, 2 weeks ago, so slightly different. It's going to be soft on Saturday in between. The heavy you saw last week. Microphone getting the drop on Cosmic Force, looming up, going past. The thing that the Snowdens say about Cosmic Force, he's so tough, and he shows it here. He does stick on, Stu.
Yep, absolutely, Mike. It's a really impressive win. Strong and tough from Microphone. What about this win in the Black Opal? Pinsec, the dollars absolutely flew in for this horse this day. The Lonhro filly. I love the way here. She just joins in at about the 100 metres, and then it is all over here, Mike.
It's unbelievable what she does the last 120, 100 metres, like you say, Stu. She was only alongside them, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She's a smaller athletic type. She's just like her dad, Lonhro. This is only her second start. She ticks a lot of boxes.
Wow,
we'll go for the
there
key factors soon and see how many boxes she ticks. That last 15 metres, you've got to say a high-pressure race like the Slipper, she could love.
Very, very impressive. Well, let's go to the Blue Diamond, Mike. They're coming up from Melbourne as well. Plenty in this race to have a look at. Pretty keen here to have a look at Liar for Godolphin, getting to the outside in the blue, but Loving Gabby always finds a little bit of trouble in a couple of starts.
Well, she did in this start, didn't she? Liar, another daughter of Lonhro, another tough type. Can she progress and bounce off this race and improve? It's a big question for her, but she storms down the outside. She lapped up the strong tempo in the white colours. What's she doing there, mate? She's not getting much luck, is she?
Nope.
A good run there from Loving Gabby.
Yeah, look, 4 key races that we've had a look at there for the Golden Slipper, Mike. Form and key factors. We've got to give the punters a winner. This is the Golden Slipper. Let's get into it. How good are these recent runs we've just looked at?
Yeah, Cosmic Force last start, he brained them. Obviously got to give him a gold bar, but there's lots of depth in this form. Time to Rain needs to improve a lot.
OK, look, they're all clearly getting better, Mike, for progression, but who is going to make it the most?
Yeah, the ones with the most upside. We think Tenley's still improving. She's unbeaten. Obviously, there's more in the locker, we think. Yes, yes, yes. Big upside for him. He's really dynamic. Pinsec, only 2 starts. Loving Gabby, only 2 starts.
Yep.
And Exhilarates, she wasn't at 100% fit in this last start. They can all improve.
All right, so Loving Gabby levelling up here with Cosmic Force, Mike. What about this distance, 1,200 metres?
Yeah, 1,200 metres and more the high pressure 1,200 metres. Tenley and Pinsec both smashed the line last start. Good, strong indicators for Saturday.
This is a race. We've got 4 in it here. Cosmic Force, Tenley, Pinsec, Loving Gabby, Mike. Track conditions, who's going to prefer this soft track?
Yeah, Cosmic Force will be fine, but it's probably a negative coming off a heavy track. Tenley should be okay. Liar, we think, should love it based on a confirmation. Time to Rain, we know, loves it. Pinsec, once again, an athletic type. And Loving Gabby, she trialled well on a soft track, and Anna Heath smashed them. Lots of pluses there, Stu.
That's telling me there's a lot of value in this Golden Slipper, Mike. Pinsec and Loving Gabby down the bottom, receiving the love, position in run, so important.
If it's all too hard and you just want to pick a horse as well mapped, there's a few for you. Pinsec jumps really well from her barrier. She can choose whatever spot she wants.
All right, so it's Pinsec just hitting the line in front, Mike, but there's a host of others behind. Look, during the week, we're saying it is so open, but a bit of money has come for these favourites. Plenty of money being invested. Let's have a look now, because it is time for a bet in the Golden Slipper. Look, the favourites are right there, Mike. Cosmic Force and Tenley, we can see that, but so are these progressive ones. Pinsec, as you've said, Loving Gabby, only the 2 starts. Mate, is that the way we're going here? Because we were saying this was such an open golden slipper, but they've found some here that are good replays.
Yeah, I think those top four, I'm happy with that top four. Anahid, I quite like her. Microphone drill on the inside. Yes, can be a bit peaky late. And Laia, can she improve? So those top four are very, very strong top four. It'll be so hard to beat. We're going to have a throw at the stumps with the two progressive types, Pinsec and Loving Gabby on their third start. I don't think a filly's done that for a while, but they're really progressive types and they can win. But we're not going to put you off any horses in this race. It's a great race.
All right, the progressive types there for us in the Golden Slipper. Let's have a look at the next race now, Mike, and what a clash this is. It is the Galaxy, and we see Everest winner Rosehill go around again, and of course he is favourite for the race. There he is, the big red, $4 out to $4.60, so the money's coming for a few of these, including Nature Strip, who is going to ensure the pace is right on here, 7 into the 5. Graph, a little bit of support too there, off his two Group 1s, $5.50. Viridine, a really good run last start, of course, chasing in her time, home in the same race last year. And Pierata, $9 there, Mike. But the big red, he's back, so let's have a look at him.
He's so popular, isn't he? No surprise to see the big red his favourite. Let's have a look at his first up run against a couple of others in the Challenge Stakes. Ball of Muscle leading, a really strong, powerful, muscular type that loves 1,000 metres, went on to win. Red Seal just out-bobbed him. Viridine not flagged there. He's a Godolphin Blue. First up, Gelded. He runs pretty well, Stu.
Absolutely running well in behind. But my query here, Redzel, we used to seeing this horse lead so much, but really was a strong chase here in this race.
Yeah, he can settle off them. He can still chase. He wants to be near the speed, but he just keeps lifting. So a strong tempo on Saturday is good. The problem for him is, and it's well documented, Viridine gets a 7.5 kilogram turnaround.
Yeah, that is huge. Let's have a look, Mike. Oh, I chuckled when I saw this. I love watching the replay of the Everest. Of course, we've got Redzel doing what he does best, out in front. And, of course, Graf coming down the outside in the white. But the big red just keeps sticking on when challenged, doesn't he?
Yeah, really good run. Obviously, this is as good as it gets when it comes to Sydney sprinting, which is the best sprinting form in the world. We got first and fifth, and then both of their runs were really good. Redzel leading all the way. The on-pace bias helped. Graf had to come wide, make his run. He was super tough too. They're both seriously high-quality sprinters.
How about the beer just being shown in that camera shot as well?
Is that yours, mate?
A great replay. Let's have a look now at all the form and the analysis now for the Galaxy. And, of course, Mike, form. We've got to weigh this up. I mean, this is Group 1 form coming from Graf.
Yeah, coming from Graf. He's down in the weights. Redzel with 59.5 kilograms. We can't give him a gold bar. And Nature Strip obviously knocked up last start.
OK, there's a look at the form, Mike. So who of these are getting better with progression?
Yeah, with horses that are improving, Redzel can improve second, third up. Nature Strip can definitely bounce off that run. Viridine second up now that he's gelded. And Pierata, 1,300 metres first up, not ideal for him. He's fitter now. OK, so Viridine out in front here from Graf and Pierata. Redzel a couple of lengths behind to make up. What about this distance, Mike? Yeah, Nature Strip, it's a bit of an orange or red, isn't it, for him? He could peak late, and most of the others are OK. Pierata probably wants a little bit further, but the strong tempo helps. OK, so it's still Viridine out in front. The big red trailing Mike. We know he loves it soft. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the ones that love a soft track. Redzel likes it, but we don't think he's going to get a kicker to Rosehill because he's never won at Rosehill before. So Rosehill soft just equal for him. Graf should absolutely love Rosehill can play to Flemington. And Jungle Edge, the biggest mutter in Australia. OK, Graf and Viridine still out in front here, Mike. This is a sprint race, position and run important. Yeah, so important. Redzel could have almost got a gold bar trailing up behind Nature Strip. It's a great position for him, so maybe we should have given him one. Graf drawn so well, though, and I'm so excited. She's a roughie with a chance. She'll settle so well midfield. Mike, no favourites in the mix here. Redzel, Nature Strip. I'm looking at third, fourth and fifth favourites in here. That means they're having a bet here in the Galaxy. Let's bring up all the odds and, of course, the overall ratings. Because, Mike, we've pretty much said no Nature Strip or Redzel, two of the most popular horses in the country at the moment. But this is telling us we've got some edge. Yeah, Redzel's too popular, which means he's a lay. Everyone loves him. He's got too much weight. I don't think he's going to win on Saturday. I'm a bit worried that he's got to get a great position and run and stick on really hard, but 59.5, what an ask. Maybe back him to TJ Smith. Ball of Muscle, a bit of a risk as well. We love this race. The top four are all a bet for us, and I backed them all already. Graf, the best bet. Drawn so well. Rosehill's much better for him than Flemington. And all these other three are good. Pierata, one of them. But I'm excited to win as well. All right, no favourites in the mix. Love it, Mike. Bit of value there with Graf and, of course, Pierata. Now, the last race we're going to have a look at is race 9. It is the Epona. Always this time of year when you get a few Kiwis coming over and, of course, the Interstate Raiders. And that is one we've got at the top. Samari coming off 2 really good Melbourne wins. $4.80. Good money for All Too Soon. 8 into the $6.50. Stepping out in trip. Jungle Fish. Well, Mick Kent can target this race. He's won 2 out of the last 4 with Consignment
Somator, and of course Scratchy Bottom a couple of years ago. And Luscantire Lass, $8.50, racing very, very well there, Mike. Good money today for Domed as well, but Samari, some decent wins and some good Melbourne form, Mike.
Yeah, really good. Obviously coming way up in grade. We're not going to have a look at her. She's a light, skinny type, so Rosehill, she's failed there before.
Yep.
Maybe a heavy track would have been a bit better for her at Rosehill Gardens. Let's have a look at a couple of obvious form lines, or one obvious one, one not so obvious one. Starting with the Aspiration Quality Group 3, a lot of mares coming through this race. A firm track, a steady tempo, all too soon, never quite stoked up in behind, but lots run okay, Stu.
Yeah, look, not sure where to look here, Mike. You mentioned that with all too soon, stoked up. I mean, is this a horse that might just need that onto the next start?
Yeah, she's much better at Rosehill Gardens. She's much better at a soft track, and she just never really gets going there. The track conditions and the tempo definitely suited Eugene's Pick and Luscantire Lass, who ran well, but it's harder for them on Saturday.
OK, Mike, you mentioned an obvious replay, that one. Let's have a look at a not-so-obvious one here now. We've got to go back to 2017. This is the 16th of December at Morphettville. I'm a Princess out in front here. And bear in mind, this is actually only 7 starts ago, although it's well over a year.
Yeah, most things do expire, but black books do not expire, mate. Putting her in the black book at this date, and she still remains there to this day. Look, they put a margin on third. She beats Pretty Punk, who won 3 of her next 4 starts after this, including a Group 3,
great form
which is
line.
obviously what I'm a Princess contest on Saturday. Her recent runs have been in better grade with no tempo. She can push forward from the inside. She's got Hugh Bowman on. She's a great stayer and she's big odds.
Great replay to find there. You've got to go through the archives to have a look at all these runners on Slipper Day. It is the last race. Form and the key factors, Mike. Where is all this good form coming from?
Mate, I told you no archives. Black book, right top of the list. Samari's going well, but I'm a Princess is going better. Light her up.
OK, there she is, out in front for the form. Key factors time, Mike. Progression, who is going to impress the most?
Yeah, the thing about progression is Samari's got big upside. Junglefish can improve as well.
OK, what about distance at stage of prep?
Yeah, looking for ones that can improve to the 2,000 metres all too soon. 1,900 metres, sorry, I should say. She should love it. I'm a Princess, a real stayer, a big kicker for her.
Look at her go. Way out in front. I'm a Princess here from All Too Soon and Samari. Do any of these like the soft track?
Yeah, track conditions looking for maybe Samari might have wanted a bit wetter. Rose has a bit of risk for her. All Too Soon will like it as well. OK,
and position in run here, Mike, to end us off because All Too Soon has levelled up here.
Yeah, she's drawn just a kick up on the inside with a really great position. I'm a Princess could do the same, so maybe we're not being kind to her.
All right, so it's All Too Soon hitting the line from I'm a Princess and, of course, Samari there in the last, Mike. For me, we've got some of this Melbourne form to weigh up, a few jumping right up in grade. We've had a look at the analysis there, so it's time for a bet here in the 9th race of the day on Slipper Day in the opponent stakes. And, of course, there it is, $6.50, All Too Soon. I'm a Princess way out in front there on the ratings right till the end, Mike. But we've got $11.650 here. The favourite, again, just in behind. We've got a few at value here on Saturday.
Another race that I like, Samari. If it's a really choppy track at the end of the day, this athletic type can definitely win at Rosehill Gardens. But if it's firming up, I'm a bit worried about it. She's so lightly framed. Love those top two. So All Too Soon and I'm a Princess. Genuine, strong, robust stayers that can kick up the inside and be so hard to run down. All
right, there's All Too Soon and I'm a Princess there for us in the Get Out Stakes on Golden Slipper Day. That is not all. Stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've had a huge look at Golden Slipper Day, Mike. We've dissected 5 individual races, but of course there is plenty more racing to be had. 9 races in total this weekend at Rosehill Gardens. Mate, we've had a look at the 5. What about the other 4 races? We've got to have a bet in every race, surely.
We will be out there having a few beers, betting on all 9. You can bet Resin's so hard to beat on a soft track. Crone, good roughie, can sprint. Classique Legend, so hard to beat, so maybe each way. Midterm at $6.50, we talked about that. Arameo Place and Land of Plenty of Place against the favourites, the Autumn Sun and Winks. And down the page, we talked about those other 4 races as well.
Look, Shillelagh there, Pinsec, Graph, All Too Soon. We've talked about all those, Mike. Now, $100 hot seat time. $100 to play with for so many punters just going out there for the day at Rosehill. That's an easy way to do it, isn't it?
It's a bounce back.
If we can find them winners.
It's a bounce back in 2019. We were losing for a while there, weren't we? And now we're back in the profit for 2019. Pat on the back for myself. I'm absolutely loving it, but got to keep it going this year. $10 each way, midterm at $4.20. So hard to beat on pace. Actually, $6.50 that should be. Shillelagh and Avilius, $13 and $3.30. Pinsec, Loving Gabby. They're the progressive types. If Bivouac gets a run, we didn't talk about him.
Of course.
He's hard to beat at $61 bucks. $25 on a bundle bet in race 8. We talked about those 4 that we like. So hard to beat those 4. They will beat Red Zell at $2.08. And race 9, the 2 big, strong mares with the inside barriers. Decent odds too, $11 and $6.50.
Yeah, to finish off there, some decent value, Mike. There's a look at the $100 hot seat. And, of course, the charity multi. Well, this is one we've got to keep going as well. 2 big wins over the last 3 weekends, Mike. So let's have a look now. Shillelagh, how good's this for a win? Decent odds. Very happy we've got that in there. And you've made such a good case for I'm a Princess. Let's multi these together at the lazy 154 to 1 for the $10, eh? We're up to 507, doing well.
Mate, we've crunched the 500. We'll crunch $2,000 if that gets up. Definitely having a piece. That's huge odds, mate.
All the better it is for charity. There's a look at our wrap-up for Golden Slipper Day this weekend. What a day it's going to be out there at Rosehill Gardens. Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling ahead of this weekend. Your horse, it's got to get through those soft conditions. That's all from us. We'll see you at the track there on Saturday.
See you there on Saturday.